This is Radio Romania International. You are listening to our one-hour broadcast in English for listeners in Western Europe and Japan. We can also be heard on the internet at www.rri.ro/1. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter and other social media platforms. Our programs are also available on TuneIn and via satellite Eutelsat 16A on 11,512 MHz vertical polarization, azimuth 16 degrees east, symbol rate 29,950 megasymbols per second, standard DVB-S2, modulation 8 PSK, audio PID 510. We wish you good reception conditions. This is Daniel Biltz with the news, the headlines. Romania's Foreign Minister Ramon Amenescu was attending the opening of the General Conference of the International Atomic Energy Agency, IAEA, on Monday. Until October the 19th, Romania's diplomatic missions are expected to submit proposals to the Foreign Ministry for the polling stations to be set abroad for the upcoming presidential election in Romania. And Romania's national volleyball side considered a 1-3 defeat to Italy in Group A of the European Championship underway in Belgium, the Netherlands, Slovenia and France. Romania's Foreign Minister Ramon Amenescu on Monday is attending the opening of the General Conference of the International Atomic Energy Agency, IAEA. According to a communiqué by the Romanian Foreign Affairs Ministry, Amenescu will be having talks with IAEA Interim Director, Ambassador Cornel Feruță, as well as with representatives of the participant countries. The Romanian delegation is expected to reiterate its support for the continuation and consolidation of the IAEA role at world level and to highlight the national nuclear program, which is up to the highest international standards in terms of safety and security. The General Conference is the first decision-making section of the IAEA, which has convened in September every year since its foundation in 1957, to assess and approve the organization's schedule and budget. Decisions are also made on topical issues for the member states and the international community. Until October the 19th, Romania's diplomatic missions are expected to submit proposals to the Foreign Ministry for the polling stations to be set abroad for the upcoming presidential election this autumn. In an attempt to offer support to the Romanian nationals living abroad who want to cast their ballot in the election, the application term was extended until September the 15th, allowing voters to opt for voting in a polling station abroad or for postal voting. We recall that the election's first round is on November the 10th and the second round 2 weeks later. Romania's national volleyball side conceded a 1-3 defeat to Italy in Group A of the European Championship on the way in Belgium, the Netherlands, Slovenia and France. Romania was also thrashed by France in its first game and is going to play Greece on September the 16th and Portugal 2 days later. Bulgaria ranks first in Group A, while Romania occupies the last but one position with no points. The first 4 sides in the group qualify for the round of 16. Romania will be represented at the General Affairs Council of the EU in Brussels on Monday by George Chamba, its Minister Delegate for European Affairs. High on the top agenda are the multi-annual financial framework 2021-2027, as well as preparations for the European Council due over October 17th. Minister Chamba held talks with the Finnish presidency of the EU on the multinational financial framework on September the 9th. His counterpart, Titi Tuppurainen, of Bucurest's support for the progress of the negotiation process, to which Romania contributed significantly during its mandate at the helm of the European Union in the first half of this year. The Georgia International Festival, which has Radio Romania as co-producer, reached its 16th day on Sunday, with concerts given by the Radio Choir and the National Orchestra of the Romanian Radio Broadcasting Corporation under the baton of British conductor Paul Daniel. The Romanian artists performed fragments from Benjamin Britten's opera Peter Grimes. This year's edition of the festival, which is due to come to an end on September 22nd, is expected to bring together 2,500 of the world's best musicians, who will be performing in no less than 84 concerts and recitals. Events part of this festival are to be hosted by the Romanian capital and other cities across the country, as well as by countries like Germany, France, Italy, Canada and the Republic of Moldova. Radio Romania has been co-producer of this festival since its very first edition back in 1958. A Congress of the Opposition State Romania Union, USR, on Sunday validated Dan Wagner to run for the presidential seat and elected the new members of the national office. We recall that USR has forged an alliance with PLUS, the party of Romania's technocratic Prime Minister Dacian Cioloș. Wagner is the candidate of this USR Plus alliance for the presidential election in Romania in November. And that was the news from Radio Romania International in Bucharest.
Thank you for choosing to listen to Radio Romania International's English programs. Here are some of the highlights of our weekly broadcaster schedule. On Mondays, the program that takes you on a foray into the rich history of the Romanian people from its beginnings to more recent times. You will learn about the events that shaped the Romanian nation, not only from historians, but also people who witnessed some of the events. If it's Tuesday, we take a look at Romania, its people and places, from a different perspective in Inside Romania. On Wednesday, Society Today provides an in-depth analysis of some of the most important social issues facing Romania today and features interviews with sociologists and experts as well as members of the public. Traveler's Guide, our weekly travel program, goes out on Thursdays and takes listeners to all corners of Romania for an exploration of the country's landmark tourist sites, as well as some of its hidden treasures, from rural, eco-friendly holidays to adventure travel and exclusive getaways. The world we live in is full of challenges, from migration to climate change, the economic crisis and international terrorism. All of these issues come under scrutiny, and The Future starts today, on Friday. Stay tuned to Radio Romania International on weekends for the latest from the world of Romanian arts and culture, including reports from ongoing festivals and events, as well as interviews with artists, writers and critics in Saturday's World of Culture. We also extend you an invitation to try out a recipe in the cooking show. On Sunday, Listeners' Letterbox takes a look at some of the letters and messages sent in by our listeners and brings you the latest on our programs and frequencies. Stay tuned for all these and much more on Radio Romania International, including current affairs, analyses, sports and lots of music. The English team wishes you happy listening. Next on Radio Romania International, broadcasting from Bucharest. Foreign students in Romania.
Hi, I'm Anna Maria Galpin. September the 15th is International Day of Democracy, established by the UN General Assembly as of 2008. The day has the mission of celebrating democracy and highlighting the importance of promoting and protecting it. After the 1989 events, Romania has made efforts to become a true democracy, but it's still a long way to go until it reaches that goal. Hopefully, you're going to stand by for a new edition of our fun and factual show. On its rundown, our talk show VIPs in the Limelight. Joining us today is soprano Daniela Vladescu, manager of the Oleg Danovsky National Theatre of Opera and Ballet in the port town of Moscow. Back home from a tour of Japan, soprano Daniela Vladescu has joined us on our talk show VIPs in the Limelight. But first, let's have a look at the way she evolved in time. Daniela Vladescu was born in Bucharest in 1956. After finishing the Georgianescu Music High School, she attended the canto department of the Ciprian Porumbescu University of Music in Bucharest, the then Conservatory. After graduating, she became a soloist of the Music Theatre in Brașov. A link in her career was her being employed as a soloist of the Romanian Opera in Bucharest in the 1985-1993. The latter year she moved to the Neon-Dacian National Operetta Theatre, where she performed until 2016, when she was appointed manager of the Oleg Danovsky National Theatre of Opera and Ballet in the port town of Constanța on the Romanian Baltic coast. The artist has had leading roles in such operas as La Traviata by Verdi, The Magic Flute and Figaro's Wedding by Mozart, The Barber of Seville by Rossini, Madama Butterfly and Gianni Schicchi by Puccini, and so on. Her operetta repertoire includes roles in Bach, The Gypsy's Voivode by Johann Strauss, Silvia and Countess Maritza by Kalman, West Side Story by Bernstein, The Merry Widow by Lehar, Marco Polo by Lopez and Simon. In addition, her repertoire includes jazz, vocal symphonic, pop music, sentimental songs. Daniela Vladescu has made many tours abroad, to Canada, Holland, Germany, China, Italy, South Korea, Israel, Turkey or Japan, as we said a bit earlier. She has been awarded several national and international distinctions. The soprano has promoted the sentimental songs in concerts, TV and radio shows, as well as in festivals where she was a member of the jury too. In 2018, Daniela Vladescu was awarded the Diploma of Excellence, a life dedicated to the strengthening of science. Let us welcome soprano Daniela Vladescu to our show. This is Daniela Vladescu. You have joined us on our show today. Welcome. Thank you very much for your invitation. You're just back from a tour of Japan. What was it like?
Oh, wonderful. I love Japan. I've been many times, I think 24 times, even more. And wonderful world, incredible people, and very nice and very easy to work with.
What about the tour?
It was not really a tour. Every year I'm going back for 2 or 3 concerts. It feels like holiday. I feel like I'm in heaven because I think that must be heaven.
How was your performance?
I had concerts with opera, operetta, Romanian song, Japanese song. Every time is the same, but every time it's a new group, the same type of concert. And there was many Japanese singers.
Response?
They are great because everything we offer them, they are so grateful. We are not used to this kind of support. They are waiting in the rain for water performance. They are staying without seats and they are listening. It's incredible.
Let's go back in time.
How did you like the perfection? I think my love for music began when I was 3 years old. When I've been to my kindergarten, where my aunt director, and of course it was the first and the only person who sang my life. She let me sing, and my mother had a very beautiful voice, but my grandfather didn't accept beautiful in that moment, not honorable condition. And I had a beautiful voice, a beautiful sense of rating. That's the first time I sang.